If you ask several people what the meaning of July 4th is, then you'll get many different answers. Someone in the middle of 7th grade history, they might give you a vague description of tea and telling Britain to hit the road. A documentary lover like myself, they might know about in 1996 when aliens tried to invade Earth, but Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum banded together with a bunch of countries and fought them off. But I think the most honest answer comes when you do a simple image search. July 4th is all about fireworks. Red ones, blue ones, those ones that stream way down and almost hit the ground, and nails. Whatever, I'll allow it, as long as they don't get in the way of my fireworks. But here's the thing. Have you ever stopped to wonder what effect all those fireworks have on the environment? Hey, don't worry if the answer is no. Just keep watching. I would be more than happy to ruin your holiday. Hi, I'm Nathan, someone who loves big explosions, but also enjoys being able to breathe. And this is Save Money, Save the Planet. If you've ever looked at the sky after a fireworks show, seen the big, dark, ominous cloud of smoke and thought, that's not bad for my health, right? Don't worry, because real scientists had that same question. In fact, that question led to a group performing this study on the particulate matter observed in many cities before, during, and after their fireworks shows. So, what did they find? They found obvious evidence in cities across the US that fireworks increased 2.5 micron particulate levels to about 35 for 2 hours. Hey, you want a graph that shows this? Yeah, they made one. So, what the heck is PM 2.5 and should we care? PM 2.5 are particles which are 2.5 microns or less in width. We care about this type of air pollution because it is directly linked with breathing and heart problems, and people with breathing issues such as asthma can experience problems when this number is above 35. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here. Some of us may experience some problems, while others won't. Oh, you know what? This is a good time for me to break out my OxyClean impression. But wait, there's more! The main other problem is the emissions which these fireworks release. This article estimates that 50,000 metric tons of CO2 get released by our fireworks on July 4th, which is equal to the emissions from a forest fire which burns 2,700 acres. A forest fire of that size would rank in the top 1% of the 8,800 fires which were recorded in California in the year 2021. Okay, I can already feel someone commenting below that the largest single fire in California in 2021 was the Dixie Fire. That one burned 960,000 acres, which is some 350 times worse than the fireworks. And, yeah, you're right. The reason that I care about fireworks, though, is because it is something that is completely, 100% within our control. And don't forget that the IPCC changed their wording in their latest report to say that we are currently feeling the effects of climate change. So, we should start controlling that stuff that's 100% within our control. Unfortunately, a quick glance at the 2020 fireworks sales numbers published by the American Pyrotechnic Association shows that our fireworks sales jumped an astounding 55% from 2019 to 2020. So, we are decidedly headed in what scientists affectionately refer to as the wrong direction. The interesting tidbit here is that over 90% of these fireworks are purchased by consumers. So, we could have a huge impact on the situation by simply not buying fireworks ourselves and not going to any neighbor or friend's party who promises to have fireworks. If you've ever bought fireworks yourself, then you know how easily your bill racks up to several $100s just for one trip. So, just don't do it this year. Keep that money in your pocket instead. The most frustrating part of this is that many of us have great events in our local community which we could just go to instead. So if you still want to see things go boom, then just go watch whatever display your city puts on. And pray that they don't have the same technical difficulties that San Diego had in 2012. Yikes! By the way, my sister was at that show. She described it as disappointing. Oh, but you know what's not disappointing? When people hit the like button on my videos. Go ahead, try it out. I won't tell anyone. Normally, conversations about climate change center around how we need corporations and government to make systemic changes. Heck, I got a video about that very topic. You can watch it over here. So, it may sound weird to hear that our personal choice on fireworks can have such a huge effect. But that's not the only personal choice on July 4th that matters. Barbecuing on the 4th is also a massive tradition, which brings with it an equally massive climate issue, resulting from our personal choices. And don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to go vegan. What I'm actually talking about is our overconsumption. The average American consumes 274 pounds of meat per year, or 0.75 pounds per day. But we gear up for the weekend of July 4th by purchasing 750 million pounds of chicken, 190 million pounds of red meat and pork, and 15 million pounds of hot dogs, for a grand total of 955 million pounds of meat for 330 million citizens. Even if we assume that this food is eaten over 2 days, this still means that we consume about 1.5 pounds of meat, which is double what we consume in a normal day. Now, my wife can attest to the fact that I've occasionally tried to eat twice my normal amount of food in one day. The result was that I was very, very annoying, because I spent the rest of the day informing her about how much my stomach hurt. But hey, you can't blame me. After all, communication is what a good marriage is built upon, right? I don't know, let's get back on topic though. Because meat isn't the only food that this happens for. Beer sales. Yeah, I just called beer food. Beer sales for July 4th clock in at 68.3 million cases, which is 5% of the annual beer consumption. This may not sound like a lot until you realize that it's only one weekend out of 52, or 2% of our total weekends. So, it looks like beer consumption also roughly doubles on July 4th. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't enjoy ourselves this year, but I am saying that we should do it within reason. Maybe only drink 2 beers, instead of 15. And maybe get the family playing a fun game instead of grabbing that second burger. If you're looking to understand more about how that would affect your emissions, then you can check out my video on beef versus tofu, which you can find over here. And you'll even find out how low the emissions of fake meats like Beyond Beef and Impossible meats are. So hey, maybe you'll want to try one of those out this year. But however you choose to reduce your consumption this year, it will keep a couple extra bucks in your pocket, which you can spend on something more useful. Like that firework manicure that I know you've been thinking about since the intro. Well, if you made it this far, then that's a pretty good sign that you'll enjoy my next video. So, I suggest that you subscribe to the channel. That way, you can make sure you don't miss it. Besides that, just have a good holiday, be safe out there, and go make a difference today.